Welcome to dividing whole numbers. We divide things mentally, and sometimes we use an algorithm when it gets a little tougher. So these ones are not mental maths, these are algorithms. So this is what your division algorithm will look like. It will look like this for the next 3 or 4 years. So you will get used to the red bars, if you like, and you will get used to the blue numbers. But this is what your algorithm looks like. So, a couple of things. It's important to know that you're reading it correctly. So this is what you're doing. You're saying 48 marbles divided between 4 people. You're saying 62 students divided into 2 groups. You're saying 42 water balloons divided between 3 classes. Or 52 plates of food divided between 2 birthday parties. So this is the total number of things that we're talking about. The total number, so marbles, balloons, plates of food, coins, the total number. And this number on the outside is how many groups we're dividing it into. All right, this is where we start. I'll underline that, that's confusing. This is where we start. And I ask myself each time, I do it the same way. I say, how many times does 4 fit into 4? So I use those words each time, and it's a question. How many times does 4 fit into 4? It fits once. 4 fits into 4 once. Then I ask myself the next question. And although I may not draw these arrows on the page, this is what I'm thinking. How many times does 4 fit into 4? And how many times does 4 fit into 8? Well, let's count up in 4s. 4 fits into 4 once, plus another 4 for me. So 4 plus 4. 4 fits into 8 twice. And we know that because our times tables say 2 times 4 equals 8. So 4 fits into 8 twice. All right. If I had 48 marbles and I was dividing them between 4 kids, they would get 12 each. Let's have a look at the second one. The second one is 62 cats divided between 2 cat havens. So cat havens are a place where you can take your unloved, unwanted cats. There's 62 cats being picked up on the street, and they need to be split up between 2 cat havens, one in Claremont and one in Perth. 62 cats between 2 cat havens. How many cats are going to each haven? Starting here, I always say the same thing. I say, how many times does 2 fit into 6? Question mark. 2, 4, 6. I know that 3 times 2 equals 6. How many times does 2 fit into 6? It fits 3 times. Second question is, how many times does 2 fit into 2? And the answer is 1. So the answer to my question is there would be 31 cats would end up in the Claremont cat haven, and 31 cats would end up in the Perth cat haven, because there were 62 in total and there were 2 cat havens. 31 in Perth, 31 in Claremont. That's division, dividing things up into groups. These questions down here are a little tougher. Let's have a see why. Starting here, I asked myself, these 42 students are being divided up into 3 classrooms. Okay? I asked myself, how many times does 3 fit into 4? And these questions are tougher because they don't fit in there evenly. Okay, 3 fits into 3, it fits into 6, it fits into 9, it fits into 12, it fits into 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. I'm doing my 3's times table there. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3 fits into those numbers evenly, but it doesn't fit into 4 evenly. So it fits into 4 once, but not evenly. How many left over? If there's 4 there, 3 fits in once, but how many left over? And the answer is 1. So 3 fits into 4 once evenly, but with 1 left over. And this 1 left over goes in there. So we've done 3 into 4 goes once with 1 left over. That is now 12. So super important that you're really neat with what you're doing. If you're untidy, it will be hard to solve. So now we've done 3 into 4 goes once with 1 left over. We can do 3 into 12. 3 into 12. So our 3's times table. Once 3 is 3, 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12. 3 fits into 12 4 times. So the question was, I had 42 students that needed to be divided into 3 classrooms. How many would be in each classroom? There'd be 14 students in each room. There's 3 rooms. There's 42 students in total, and there'd be 14 in each room. Last question here. We have got 52 plates of food for Harmony Day, and they need to be divided into the uppers and the lowers, because the lowers are going to eat first, and then the uppers are going to eat second. So the parents have got 52 plates of food that they're going to divide up into 2 groups. How many plates are going to the uppers? How many plates are going to the lowers? Starting here, the question is, how many times does 2 fit into 5? If I had 5 down here in the bottom, how many times does 2 fit into 5? Well, there's 2, so that's once. There's 2 more, so that's twice. Is it going to fit a 3rd time? No, it's not, because a 3rd time would be 6. If I put another 2 there, that would make 6, and that would be too many. So how many times does 2 fit into 5? Well, it fits twice, so that is true. 2 times 2 is 4, so it does fit twice, but how many left over? I'm talking about this one here. This is left over. So 2 fits into 5 twice with 1 left over. And like this question, we've made a 12. So there was 1 left over, I put it in there, and I underlined both because that is now 12. Good. So the next question is, how many times does 2 fit into 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2 5s are 10, plus 1 is 12. 2 6s are 12. So we had 52 plates of food. we had two groups. We had the uppers and we had the lowers. And it meant that each group got 26 plates of food for their lunch. Whew. Dividing numbers is tricky. If these two at the bottom didn't make sense, we've got something to work on. That's not a bad thing. Keep watching the videos. Keep doing a little bit of practice. If you've watched the whole set now, that's brilliant. Keep it up.